Hi there, my name is Cameron. I'm really excited to tell you a new way that I've come up with that helps start good conversations to build your doTERRA team a bit faster. And my target audience for this video is not people outside doTERRA, but people inside doTERRA, and specifically people who aren't on my team but are just looking for another edge, like just one more way to reach people that maybe you hadn't been able to before. And so let me just kind of explain it. This happened for me for real, and so I'm just hoping that you can capitalize on my personal journey and help it either be your journey or a journey of somebody on your front line that's maybe looking to boost their confidence and give people another reason to approach them about health. Um, I guess I just should tell you my story because that's probably the best way to illustrate my point. So let me just bring that image up. Back in December, I was a lot heavier, and yeah, that's December of 2020, and I was very self conscious about how I looked. I mean, if you look really closely at that picture, it is a bit grainy because I just didn't like the camera. I hated being near the camera, and so to get that image so you can see it, I had to crop that picture and kind of zoom in a bit. I was always the one that wanted to take the pictures because I really didn't like how I looked. And okay, we're talking about doTERRA. It held me back from talking to my A-list people about the business, about the oils, about anything, because I would look in the mirror and I was really harsh with myself. I didn't think that I looked like the picture of health. And so it would just stop me from talking to some of the people that I really wanted to, because I thought, no, I need to get to the low hanging fruit and people that are maybe heavy as me or heavier. I didn't think I could talk to anybody slimmer than me. I just was this block that was in front of me. And my wife had bought some clothes for me that didn't fit at Christmas time. And instead of taking it all back to get my money back, I decided, no, I'm going to fix me. I'm going to change me so that I fit into the clothes instead. And I had dabbled in, a whole bunch of different ways of losing weight, but never really stuck with anything. And I decided, well, I knew what had worked because I'd seen things that kind of temporarily would work. And I thought, well, if I could just find a way to push past some of the hurdles and keep going past that first 10 pounds lost, that maybe I'd have some significant changes. And I started a contest, had other people join in with me, and I chose to use intermittent fasting. Now, I didn't win my competition, but I came really close to winning. And I'll tell you the story about the person that did win. But I felt like in my group of almost 20 people, and I was in the top three at the end, I kind of felt like it was unfair the advantage I had because I was using doTERRA products to get the results that I did. I did call my program the Strategic Indulgence Method, which is that little poster behind me, because I didn't stop eating everything that I loved. I just did it differently. I changed the timing of when I would eat things, and I still would allow myself to have a little dessert once in a while. So here's me enjoying a little bit of a DQ treat. I tried to limit it to just once a week, and I stayed on my program. And I'm convinced that I was able to stay on the program because of this list right here. This is the products that I used. Let's see, I'll do this solo, get my face out of there so you can see the whole thing. And when this picture you're seeing on your screen right now, this is part of my program that I created. It's on a educational site called thinkific.com, and where I laid out everything that I did to lose weight, but I also teach people about the secret weapons that I chose to use to help me to stay in that fat burning mode and to stick with it and being able to push through, some of the bumps and bruises and pains that are associated with going on an aggressive slimming down program. Now, of course, I did eat a lot better foods and learned to love vegetables maybe more than I had before, and that was good. What I found was, and without going into too much detail, which if I come on your team and I share my whole webinar, I'll tell you which products I use to help get rid of my sugar cravings. But this nutritious food you see on the screen started to taste better and more satisfying to me because detox, which I'm sure you all would agree, yeah, doTERRA helps you detox, but it helped me clear out my sugar cravings so that I would feel satisfied when I would eat good food. And of course, another thing that started happening was I also started to work out more. Well, not necessarily work out. I just I was more physically active. And I started obviously in January. So that's back where here in Canada, that was a nice frosty morning. It was probably minus 28 degrees Celsius that day. And I still went out for my walk, even though it wasn't that great. I just bundled right up, and my dog loved it probably more than I did. But there I was, just going on the nature trail. And then as I kept going with my program, I realized that I was also I was starting to crave being more active again. Like, so there's me. I started running, and I hadn't run since 2012. I did the half marathon with my dad and my brother in 2012, but I hadn't really done anything since then with running. And I'll just show you my times here. The first half marathon I did this year, it took me. Oh wait, I got these in the wrong order. Oops. My first one I did, it took me 3 hours and 15 minutes to do my half marathon, but the last one I did, just I got it. I cut my time down to 2:40, so my pacing was pretty good. I mean, that to me, that's a huge change and improvement. And one of my favorite things though with getting slimmer was I was able to finally fit into a suit. I bought this suit online, which was kind of a gamble. It was just such a good price. I just couldn't resist. I thought, well, let's just try it. And I put in what I thought my size was, and the length was fine, but the chest was. I knew that if I put it on and put my arms straight and just tried to do it, I would have torn it. And so I didn't even put the jacket all the way on, and the pants would almost get over my hips, but my legs especially were very, very tight. And in this photo, this was after my dramatic weight loss. I was actually able to wear that suit and go to church, sit down, act like just normal, and no risk of ripping that suit. And I was so excited because I was like, I guess I didn't waste my money on the suit. It actually does fit once I did what I needed to. So anyway, what I'm building toward is I want to share this program with people. It's on Thinkific. Personalized slimming results, strategic indulgence method. And here's just a couple of the images you'd see if you went to my page. My first phase is free. I help people to lose that first 5 to 10 pounds with just the really basic structure of what works. And then when they want sustainable weight loss, then usually they'll pay for the phase 2 version. I'm working on a phase 3 right now. It's still in development. And anyway, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, fine. Work great for Cam, but does it work for other people? And I want to be able to tell you yes. I'll share a few images here of a friend of mine. This is my friend Steve. He was in the contest with me. He actually won the contest doing the same strategies as me. And so, yeah, that's his before pictures. And then his opening weight he was at 254.6. And after 12 weeks, my friend Steve really had significant results. He lost, dang near 50 pounds, I think it was, if I remember right. The slide's coming up, so it'll tell us the number in a bit here. But he won the contest. I actually made a video of me giving him $800 because that's how much money was in our budget. We all put in 50. And so, yeah, he got all the way down to 201. So that was really close to a 50-pound loss for him. And then, of course, my own results were quite similar. I didn't lose 50, and I'm just hiding that number just for fun. But yeah, there's my list of things that I did, things that were on my program, and things that were off my program. That some people are probably they back away. It's like, oh, I don't want to go into a weight loss program because I don't think I can do it without killing. I can't kill myself from the gym, so maybe it's not for me. Well, I didn't have to kill myself from the gym. I did running later, but the bulk of my slimming had actually happened well before I started running again. I'm just saying that was one of the benefits of slimming down was I started to crave it again, which is huge. So let's get my face out of the way. I started at 270, so I lost 40 pounds in the 12 weeks, and yeah, it's great because clothes fit better, obviously, but I think my favorite part is the mobility and I actually carried a dumbbell around for a bit, just a 40-pound dumbbell, just to see what that felt like, and I couldn't believe the difference. Just like, wow, I used to have that much weight with me as I was packing around. I just couldn't believe what that felt like. And so feeling light and free is huge. And if you're feeling like me, or there's people on your doTERRA team that they're being held back because they're feeling like they're too heavy, maybe this would be a great way to reinvigorate your team, give them something else to work toward. And when I sell my program, I charge $299 to buy everything, and I'm still kind of developing the system. It's a work in progress, but the beta version's up. And as people give me feedback and tell me what's working, what's not, I'll tweak it and continue to make it better. But for now, what I wanted to do is reach out to other doTERRA teams and say, hey, maybe there's people on your team that want to have a journey like mine. This strategy does work for a lot of people, and it's sustainable because we have the secret weapons. We do have the doTERRA products that help to get rid of sugar cravings so that you can do a fasting regimen properly. And anyway, when you buy 30 memberships for your team, I'm only going to charge you $4.99 for that. And then I'll just give you promo codes so that all the new people that come in and decide that they want to get in on it, they just enter the promo code and they get it for $0 because you've already prepaid for it, and then you just get that many slots. And if you want more later, well, we can, I'll give you a discount. I won't make any promises now as to how much it'll be, but just I promise you I'll have some kind of a lower price. If you've bought the first 30 for $4.99, we can negotiate an even lower price for more, just to say thank you for trying the program out, and maybe you'll have some people that really succeed, and they can give me some before and after pictures that I can use for my marketing to get even more people excited about this. Now, it's not just the information. I want you to know that I want to give you more. Like if you're going to pay for that package and have access to the full phase 1 and phase 2 of the weight loss program, I also want to give you access to our low carbohydrate Facebook group where we just kind of share and post recipes and talk about that. It's just kind of started. And I'd love to have more people on there because we all have different things that we like. And sometimes it's nice to know that, hey, somebody had a great idea to help replace, if your favorite food was potatoes, what can I have in place of potatoes? And boom, you get like 3 suggestions. And that's really nice to have access to that. But I think probably even more important than that access and the lesson access is I would come onto your team Zoom or whatever you want to do, and I would give you that introductory webinar where I'll walk through all the steps of what happens with the method that I'm teaching about, and take any questions that people might have at that point to get them started the right way. Just a quick little insight as to how it works. My phase 1 sets people's bodies up to burn fat in a way that I haven't really heard anybody else do it, and it just kind of helps make that transition from going from a fed state that most of us are in to a fat burning state. It can be a bit of a jarring shock to your system to do it. But if you do it the way I teach, it'll happen more gradually for you, feel more natural, and you avoid some of the headaches and those detox weird symptoms that people sometimes get when they do that. And so, because we're strategic and we're indulging the right way to make all of this happen. So I'll give you an intro webinar to get everybody started the right way and let them ask some questions. And then I would do another one like maybe halfway through. And if you need something at the end to close, sure, I'd be happy to give you one more webinar at the end of the program and just let people share stories. And maybe I could gather some before and after photos from people that I can use in future. Anyway, if this sounds like something that your team needs to kickstart and find one more way to build your doTERRA business, I just want to let you know that people that remember this version of me, they're compelled to ask questions now. When they thought of Cameron Clark, that's what they saw. And when they see this slim and trim guy that likes to go on bike rides and running and all this other stuff, and I'm wearing slimmer clothes, it just starts a conversation. It just happens. People want to know what's going on. We've all been so affected by COVID, the lockdowns and all that, and changes. I mean, I know that a lot of society is kind of opening back up, but because of all the depression and the stuff that came out from that, just a lot of people did put on weight because they didn't know what to do, and they were home and sick and sad and depressed and just kind of ate emotionally. And so I can't think of a better time than now to try to help people to get back into gear and to be inspired by me and some of the other people that have tried the same strategies and had success. So if your team needs something like this, I'm really happy to help you. And please contact me, and let's work out some times and figure out when I could come and visit your team and share my story with them and help them to have the results they want. Because I know that if they use more of the doTERRA products faithfully with a purpose like this in mind, and they have significant changes to their health for the better, their business will explode, because people will be flocking to them saying, "What are you doing? I want in." Okay. Thanks for watching.